Don't worry about me, bitch. I'm with you, dude. Bitch, I'm with you, dude.
23-year-old Stasy Charles is laying in the parking lot of this Old Hammond Highway apartment complex, bleeding out. Baton Rouge police say her ex-boyfriend, 28-year-old Steven Heinrich, had stabbed her multiple times before crashing his car and setting himself on fire.
They could have done their homework.
Dominique Ramkaran says Charles's death should have been prevented.
I told the DA, I said, y'all not going to do anything until someone dies. And look what happened. A year and a half, you harassed and stalked my daughter. A year and a half, you have tortured us.
She says when her daughter no longer wanted to see Heinrich, he began constantly harassing her, her daughter's friends, and other members of their family to the tune of hundreds of calls and messages a day, often from fake numbers.
To the point my phone is on Do Not Disturb. If you're not in my favorites, you could not reach me.
At some point, he came down to Louisiana and began dating Charles. Ramkaran says her daughter's friends tried to warn her.
Rose reached out to the young lady, like, leave this man alone. He's crazy. He's going to stalk you. He's done it to my friend. She didn't believe us.
Soon after that, Heinrich was arrested for allegedly beating Charles. Commissioner Keena Kimball gave him a $2,500 bond and a restraining order. This was just 1 week before the stabbing.
So how does a man that has a flipping assault, like a harassment, has probation, have warrants, were able to slip through the system, get a $2,500 bail, and was able to go back to the same young lady that he harassed and kill her?
Send a white boy my way. That's what Stasy posted on social media. She had made her dating preferences clear and wanted to date only white men. Then she got her wish when she met Steven Heinrich Jr., and he looked like everything she wanted. An entrepreneur, lavish lifestyle, designer gifts. But you know that saying, be careful what you wish for? She eventually ended the relationship, tried to get away, called the police, and filed several restraining orders. But on November 13th, 2025, she was found in a Baton Rouge parking lot at 2 a.m. with serious injuries. And the person responsible was a white boy she had once wished for, who walked out of jail on a $2,500 bond days earlier. Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions. Stasy Janae Charles was born on May 26, 2002, and grew up in the Harvey and Gretna area, just outside New Orleans. At 23 years old, she was living in Baton Rouge, trying to build her life. Stasy was active on social media, especially on X. She posted pictures, shared her thoughts, and made her dating preferences clear with multiple posts over the years. She made a series of posts about wanting to date white men, and in one of those posts, she wrote, "Send a white boy my way." She made no secret of it and was clear on what she wanted. In June 2025, Stasy posted a photo from a getaway trip, a beautiful bouquet of roses with a note that read, "Hope you have a great weekend, beautiful Haitian Barbie. Love you, T." She was happy and living the good life. When Steven and Stasy met, he seemed like everything she wanted, her preferred man and an entrepreneur who had the lifestyle and success. Steven was 28 years old, originally from New York, and from his posts, he seemed to have it all figured out. He ran a sports betting Discord channel and promoted it constantly on his Instagram story. His feed was full of the lifestyle people dream about. Pictures at football games, basketball games, photos with fancy cars, standing next to celebrities, and vacation shots. He projected success, financial stability, and the kind of life that catches attention. They were together for a period of time, but at some point, things changed. By October 2025, Stasy went to a family court and filed for a protective order. In her petition, she stated that Steven had hit her and threatened her. She described relentless stalking, fake social media accounts, multiple phone numbers, and harassment of her family members. Law enforcement attempted to serve the papers to Steven, but they couldn't locate him. During the scheduled court hearing, Stasy didn't show up, so the court administratively dismissed the case. On November 5th, 2025, Steven boarded a flight to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and went directly to Stasy's home. Inside that apartment, he reportedly held Stasy against her will, and things escalated, resulting in her getting injured. She managed to contact the Baton Rouge Police Department. When officers arrived, they documented her injuries, and Stephen was immediately arrested and charged with battery. 2 days later, he posted his bail of $2,500 and got out. On November 13, 2025, just past midnight, Stephen made his way back to Baton Rouge. It was 12:13 a.m. when he arrived at the 12,000 block of Old Hammond Highway. Stasy was in her car, parked in the lot of her apartment complex. Stephen drove his vehicle directly into hers, multiple times. The repeated collisions made escape impossible. Stephen got out, forced Stasy from her car, and hurt her. Then he got back in his vehicle and drove away. Emergency crews arrived within minutes and found Stasy in the parking lot with serious injuries. They immediately began life-saving measures and she was rushed to a nearby hospital. But Stasy passed away during medical procedures. After leaving the parking lot, Stephen had a collision with another car. First responders arrived and worked to stabilize him. He was also taken to a hospital for emergency treatment. But on November 14th, Stephen passed away from his injuries. Within days, people who knew exactly who Stephen was started coming forward. A woman who Stephen had exhibited concerning behavior toward revealed that on September 10th, 2024, she had posted about Stephen. He had been harassing her best friend, her, and everyone they were associated with since May 30th, 2024. She explained that Stephen hadn't just targeted her and her best friend, but went after her entire family, created hundreds of fake social media pages, used fake texting apps, and called her workplace over 5,000 times. He even allegedly tried extortion, reaching out to the woman's agent, offering money for an address, and threatening to expose information to family members if they didn't comply. Months before, this woman had reached out to Stasy to inform her of the kind of person he was. The message she sent Stasy read, "Hey love, we don't know each other, but the man you're seeing right now has been stalking and harassing me almost every single day since last year. He does the same thing to my best friend. He's moved on to my whole family, my job, etc. I've never even met him before, but he used to talk to my friend for a short period of time until he went insane out of nowhere. I'm literally only messaging you because I don't want to see this happen to yet another Black woman. It's literally terrifying. He's been arrested already, but still hasn't stopped. He was checked into a hospital like last month, came out, and still continues. I can send you thousands and thousands of screenshots of proof of everything. The only thing I ask is that you don't send him this message for both of our safety. Just trying to be a girl's girl here." She explained that she had taken it upon herself to warn Stasy because police weren't moving fast enough. She thought she could at least let Stasy and others know. Stasy also reached out to her several times about concerning situations with Stephen, stating that she was scared too, but they had told her they would call when he was released. She hoped he wouldn't get released because he was violating his probation. She shared a photo where she found a missing object from her kitchen in the plants outside her front door, and told the woman she believed she'd have lost her life that night. She shared her attempts to get help. She had gone to the Queens Police Department in New York, Yorktown Police Department, and escalated to federal authorities. But the police said they couldn't prove it was him because every single text was sent from fake texting apps. It took an entire year of persistent effort before charges were finally filed in her case, and Stephen received 1 year of probation and mandatory evaluation.
I told the DA, I said, "You're not going to do anything until someone dies." And look what happened.
Graham Grant, who lives in the same New York town as Heinrich, knows him well. He and her daughter went on a couple dates in 2023, and since then, their entire family's life has been a nightmare.
A year and a half you harassed and stalked my daughter. A year and a half you have tortured us.
She says when her daughter no longer wanted to see Heinrich, he began constantly harassing her, her daughter's friends, and other members of their family to the tune of hundreds of calls and messages a day, often from fake numbers.
To the point my phone is on Do Not Disturb. If you're not in my favorites, you could not reach me.
Ramkaran says the police didn't do much about it until they got a restraining order against him, which he was arrested for violating. However, he never served jail time.
After he violated the order of protection numerous times, they gave him probation.
At some point, he came down to Louisiana and began dating Charles. Ramkaran says her daughter's friends tried to warn her.
Rose reached out to the young lady, like, leave this man alone. He's crazy. He's going to stalk you. He's done it to my friend. She didn't believe us.
As more information came out, a video that Stephen had posted resurfaced. It had the caption, "POV, dance if you're stalker." He had joked about it and posted it publicly, while exhibiting really concerning behavior toward multiple women. As the investigation continued, more information came to light. Stephen had 6 protective orders filed against him by women in different states, all frightened enough to seek legal protection from the same man. Those 6 protective orders weren't included in the local Louisiana court filings when Stephen appeared before Commissioner Kimball. The investigation also revealed more details about Stacy's attempts to protect herself. She and her family had a court case against him and ultimately had to drop the charges because she could no longer afford her lawyer. Stephen had prior arrests on his record for violating protective orders. When boundaries were set, he crossed them anyway, and the consequences never matched the danger he posed. He had been on probation when he flew to Louisiana on November 5th. The terms were clear. He could not leave his county of residence. But he had violated that probation by boarding a flight to Baton Rouge. And when he was arrested, he walked out on a $2,500 bond the next day. On November 17th, 2025, the community came together for a balloon release at Oakdale Playground on Wall Boulevard. Dozens of people gathered as lavender and white balloons filled the sky. Friends described Stasy as a radiant soul who touched hearts with her kindness, her beauty, and her spirit.
Michael, Sylvia, it was an emotional evening as hundreds of balloons were released by the family and friends of Stasy Charles, who passed away last week.
Today, we honor her by lifting our hearts, just as these balloons lift into the sky.
This is one of the hardest things I've ever been through. I never imagined that I would lose one of my closest friends.
Macy Duplessis, who had attended college with Stasy, described her as a very happy and bubbly person.
This is just heartbreaking, and we should not be here right now. This should not be happening. I felt like the system and just the judicial system failed her, and they failed her friends and her family, because this could have been prevented.
Macy Duplessis says she and Charles met while attending college together. She describes her as a very happy and bubbly person.
Just a beautiful soul, and just someone that you always wanted to be around, someone who had a beautiful smile and always made you smile, especially when you needed it the most.
Charles's boss, Deidre Catalano, says she had just purchased her first car.
Deidre Catalano, Stacy's boss, talked about how she always kept her head up high and continued pushing forward with her goals and going to school.
You would have never thought that she was going through all of this. She always kept her head up high. She did not let it get her down. She continued with pushing forward and her goals, going to school.
Now, her family and friends are left behind.
I hope you protect me and guard me. I'm glad to have you as my angel. I miss you.
We love you.
Some of the people that I had the opportunity to speak with say they will work to keep Stacy's name alive.
Stacy's formal services will be held in early December. The visitation will take place on December 5th at Moth Funeral Home, 2100 West Bank Expressway in Harvey, Louisiana, and she will be laid to rest at Westlawn Memorial Park Cemetery in Gretna, Louisiana. I hope these stories help you recognize warning signs and encourage you to seek help or offer support before it's too late. I'll see you in the next episode of Crime of Passion. Thank you for watching.